Hey, everybody, and welcome back to The Blind Spots with Jeff and Josh. Well, you should know at that point. I'm not going to give you that one. I'm just going to trust that you know me. And this is Josh.
I'm Josh, back for it. What? What is this, round two? Just me and you?
Just me and you. Although, we were the ones who initially came up with the concept of The Blind Spots. Tristan has elbowed himself in.
Oh my God, that guy.
Occasionally elbowed me out.
M. Night Shyamalan lover guy.
Yeah, we won't speak on that.
Yeah,
it's
good.
The dark days on The Blind Spots. Really blind. But
couldn't see anything.
Yeah, we're back basically to determine. So a little quick rundown of The Blind Spots. This is our mini series that we do in addition to Hard Ticket, where Josh and I watch a movie that one of the two of us hasn't seen, and we have to determine conclusively if it is a blind spot in the sense that it's a movie we think everybody should see.
Absolutely. And today we get to go down a rabbit hole that I love very, very dearly, as Hard Ticket is doing their Summer of Spielberg. We have decided to look at what Jeff has seen and not seen.
Yeah.
Drumroll, please. Catch me if you can.
I got to say, I have a list on Letterboxd of my top 50, what I've determined to be my top 50 blind spots. This movie's not on there.
No, I think that's going to make for a really, really fun conversation on just the filmography of Spielberg and his impact on film as a whole.
Well, the crazy thing is, Catch Me If You Can is Spielberg's most watched movie on Letterboxd.
That is really crazy to me.
It's his most popular. It's above Jurassic Park. It's above like Schindler's List, Jaws, like all of the big ones, which I'm not going to lie, man. I don't really hear people. I didn't hear people talk about this movie a lot, but since we decided to do this episode, I've caught glimpses of it in casual conversation.
It's starting to become like the red car syndrome. Like you buy a red car and you notice everybody else has a red car.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
That's really what it is. But I don't know a lot about this movie.
So here's my theory with the way Letterboxd works. Like, especially how it has absolutely skyrocketed in popularity in the past like 2 or 3 years, maybe like 5. I started back in like 21 because my uncle got me onto it, who was back on it like in the beta days. And I mean, even now topically, like it's looking to being like bought out
by like, Netflix, right?
Like Netflix and other major studios, stuff like that are starting to look at it. So I think with the skyrocketing in popularity, like before Letterboxd, like looking at Spielberg's filmography, there were a lot that many people just grew up with that they've just seen.
Yeah.
And I think maybe since getting their accounts, Catch Me If You Can was a lot that people hadn't seen. And they see Tom Hanks, they see Leonardo DiCaprio, they see like the clips that are put out there on like random Instagram accounts.
I don't know if I've ever seen a clip from this
Lucky
movie.
you, it pops up all the goddamn time in my feed.
Mine's just Obsession right now.
That's true. Yeah. Mine's Obsession and like random Christian movies. I don't know why.
Interesting
my
algorithm.
I don't know. I haven't gone to church in a while. So, and I think that's like the big one that they see those names. They hear like little, as you said, often conversation about it from others. And like, some kids grew up with Indiana Jones. Some kids grew up with Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Maybe even Jaws. That this is the one that they're like, oh, I haven't seen this yet.
So this is it. It's good to have you on mic for Spielberg Summer for the first time because and we're saving you for last as our Hard Ticket guest because you last year, it was last year, right?
2024.
2024.
Yeah.
Okay. You went on a Spielberg run. And you 100%ed the man's filmography. I mean, like TV episodes and everything.
Yeah, it was really a stupid endeavor. Actually, no, it was a really fun endeavor. Background, keep it short, is seasonal depression, and I didn't want to do my capstone. And I said, what else can I do? And yes, I believe if you look at the reviews that I did for a lot of Spielberg movies, I legitimately hunted down a couple of TV episodes and everything that took me days to find. And I watched every single project made by Spielberg from even before Duel to, at that point, it was just The Fabelmans. And now I did see Disclosure Day, and you guys already talked about that.
Right, yeah.
But yes, no, I've watched the man's entire filmography, and it's a really interesting one when you look at especially the timeline in which he makes it.
Yeah, and you didn't watch them in order.
No.
You just kind of...
No, I've found what I could when I could, And there were some that I staved off on and some that I wanted to get out of the way, like BFG and Warhorse.
So tell me, where does Catch Me If You Can rank for you among Spielberg's filmography?
So this is actually interesting because, and I think when we, like I said earlier, when we talk about Spielberg, the man's just the director, the living director, but especially of like the past, like 5 decades.
He is iconic in a classic sense. Like when you think of a T-Rex, the icon of a T-Rex, it's his T-Rex. The same with like Jaws. You think of the Jaws poster when you think of a great white shark. Like
absolutely.
He's basically invented our pop culture visual of a lot of these things. So yeah.
So with Catch Me If You Can, I watched it way back in high school.
Okay.
And so when I was doing this rewatch back in 24, or this ranking, this filmography dive.
Yeah.
I didn't want to rewatch ones that I already had unless I was totally like, does that hold up my mind? I think I had to rewatch like Lost World Jurassic Park because everybody has that like at the bottom.
And then we just rewatched that too.
Exactly. Because that movie's a mystery to me. As of now, I have it at number 10.
Number 10. So it cracks the top 10 out of how many?
Out of...
And this is just your Letterboxd list.
This is just a Letterboxd. Out of 41, which includes like 2 shorts and a TV, like in a TV episode or 2.
So it's in that top 25% there.
It sure is. But then I'm looking at like my 11 through 15 and I'm like, is Catch Me If You Can better than Close Encounters? Is it better than E.T.? Is it better than Minority Report? Is it better than Duel, even?
I don't know. I haven't.
I haven't
seen most of those.
So I mean, and that's why, like, the fact that we're talking about this movie, as a blind spot, when in the man's filmography, the guy that made Jaws, the guy that made Schindler's List, the guy that made Saving Private Ryan, and Jurassic Park, that we look at this movie, which we don't hear talked about much, but just because it has the Spielberg label.
Yeah.
It has Tom Hanks and Leo DiCaprio, and it's known for being good. Is it one that simply slips through the cracks? But then contradictory to that point, as you said, it's his most popular movie.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I know so little about this movie. Even the poster is like, it's like legs running out of
the blur
frame, and I'm like, who is that?
I don't know. Sneaking across the poster there?
I didn't know who was in it. I only recently kind of came to the realization it's. I think I always knew it was Leonardo DiCaprio. Tom Hanks. I don't know if I recently found that out because when I heard it, I was like, I think I knew that. I'm pretty sure.
Leo's the runaway with this one. Like this was peak Leo.
Okay, this is like right after Titanic.
This is 5 years after Titanic.
My biggest blind spot that I still haven't covered.
Oh my God, we're doing this before we do Titanic. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would say before Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
This was his best performance.
So in this like void I exist of information about Catch Me If You Can.
Of course.
Recently, in the past month, I was at a bar. And it was pretty dead. I was just talking to the bartender. I won't name her, but she's very nice. And we were talking about movies. And, actually, we were talking about this guy that she had gone on a date with.
Oh.
And I had kind of like met him while they were together at the bar that she works at. Like he was just hanging out at the bar while she was working. Seemed like a nice guy. Turns out he was doing some sort of money scheme, like writing fake checks or something like that.
No.
And she likened why he got arrested to Catch Me If You Can.
That is a very, very big part of Catch Me If You Can.
Yes.
Actually.
So it's like a fraud thing? You don't have to, okay.
I can't tell you. You know the rules. I can't tell you this.
I don't know if we ever made those rules.
I don't think we did, actually. But it's like the title itself is pretty self-explanatory. This is Spielberg's, I don't know if I want to say it's his most fun movie.
Really? The whimsical director himself.
Well, this one's whimsy.
Yeah.
This like in this 2000s run, and you look at it in the whole of his filmography, his 90s run was bleak. Like, Jurassic's a lot of fun, but then you had Schindler's List, then he does the Amistad, Lost World.
But into the 2000s is bleak too, because you've got War of the Worlds.
You've got Saving Private Ryan in 98.
Okay.
Not exactly a heart warmer there. Then he completes Kubrick's vision of AI.
Right.
Which is certified Weirdberg.
7 days a week, Berg.
Yeah. That one's dark. I don't know if you've seen AI.
I've seen, oh, dude, back in the day, I watched the Nostalgia Critic review of AI. So that's about the. I think we consider doing AI for blind spots as well.
It's this whole 2000s run. We've had this conversation before. It's so weird. And then I guess the man was just tired of making bleak movies and was like, I'm going to make like a nice 1960s romp.
Okay.
I've got the most charismatic actor in Hollywood right now. I've got 2-time Oscar winner Tom Hanks in my back pocket.
Yeah.
And I just want him to do a really fun accent.
And we're love just Tom Hanks' fun accents.
It's really good. It's not Elvis bad, but it's pretty funny. And I'm just going to put Leo DiCaprio in a bunch of different costumes, and we're just going to follow him around. And yes, there are many deeper themes to this movie.
Okay.
Like there are some serious moments, but the vast majority of it, John Williams is even like making a little like jazz blues score to this.
Okay.
Many say it's his best, actually.
They say this is John Williams' best score.
It's like, it straight up sounds like what Randy Newman was doing for like Monsters Inc. like a year prior.
Okay.
Like that's like, he's having fun. Like a guy on clarinet is taking off and having an absolute blast. And that's what this whole movie is.
It's just fun.
It's fun. And maybe this comes from like what we talked about with like War of the Worlds, which he comes out with like 4 years out or 3 years after this. Like maybe it was just the world is so bleak right now. It's like they're filming in 2001, 2002. Like let's really amp up the fun romp here of like childhood movies that I had.
Okay. Yeah. That's, it's interesting doing Spielberg Summer, being this far into it, because like, as we've sort of, and I've seen, I think when I started my Letterboxd account, it was like 2018, and I logged all the movies that I had seen. I'm pretty sure Spielberg was my most watched director.
Yes.
Just because he's made more movies than most people realize.
So many.
Going through his filmography is like the late stage, he has gotten a lot softer, which is interesting.
Yeah.
More introspective, because you didn't get The Fabelmans, which is like his story, until he's like in his 70s, 80s?
Yeah, late 70s.
And we saw this with Disclosure Day. Like there is not really any on-screen deaths. It's very, it kind of cradles human life. It values it a lot. And so what we see is Spielberg becoming softer, which is interesting because he was always whimsical, right?
It's not bad. Yeah, because immediately after this one, he follows it up with The Terminal.
Yeah.
Which might be his softest movie.
But I haven't seen that one either.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then he follows that up with maybe he sees like, oh, I'm getting too soft. I'm going to make War of the Worlds now. I'm going to make Munich.
I think he was going back and forth between War of the Worlds and Munich, which one he wanted to make, and Tom Cruise pushed him to make War of the Worlds first.
Yeah.
Not sure on that exactly. I think we covered it in our episode, which was over a year ago. But yeah, no, Catch Me If You Can. This is like a pretty blind era of Spielberg for me, and it ends around Lincoln, because I saw Lincoln when it came out. I haven't seen it since, but I liked it a lot.
I would say that his 2000s run is it might be his best run, but there's no like grand slam out of the parks absolute masterpiece during this.
Would Catch Me If You Can be the closest thing?
And I think with how long it's been, because this is like the one that you haven't seen, like I would have honestly put War of the Worlds up there for like, what's your blind spot from this decade?
Really?
I would have.
But that one's not even a blind spot.
It's hey, you
guys, I got one.
You say you. Because that was like my biggest surprise from the Spielberg dive that I did. But this might be what the general public would say is as closest to that.
Clearly.
It certainly isn't Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or anything like that. But yeah, because you go on that run from AI to Catch Me If You Can to The Terminal, War of the Worlds, Munich.
Bang, 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 bang.
Exactly. And then if you want to go further back, you have Saving Private Ryan before that in 98.
Right.
And then it ends with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Well, what was before? Like, when was Lost World?
That was right before. Yeah, Lost World and Amistad are two both movies right before Saving Private Ryan.
So this run is like over a decade, though.
Yes. I mean, it just hits a decade, which is he did not have before. Like he follows up Jaws with like 1940 or no, Close Encounters, and then he follows that up with like 1941.
That's that John Belushi movie.
It's
right?
notoriously bad, and it is. It really is.
Yeah.
And then it's like some people don't like Temple of Doom.
Okay.
I'd say I don't, but I haven't watched it probably in 7 years.
Yeah, that one's low on your list.
It really is. But yeah, so this might be the one. I think we are making the right choice with looking at the Spielberg that you've seen.
Right.
And the Spielberg that you haven't seen. This one might very well be at the top.
Okay, so my predictions here.
Okay, here we go. Predictions.
I don't know if Tom or Tom Hanks.
Tom Cruise.
I was going to say Tom Cruise. I don't know if Tom Hanks is like a cop or if he's like a private investigator or something, but he's after Leo, and Leo's globetrotting, and he's pulling all these fraud jobs. Tom Hanks taking a break from the snow jobs in this one. You said he's wearing a bunch of costumes, which does sound like a lot of fun. So Leo gets to really flex his acting chops. This is before he had cocaine face bloat. So, as my girlfriend would say, this is
we don't sanction that.
This is not a pro Leo household. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just like one big chase,
yes, right? I mean, maybe that's called Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty straightforward.
But I think on this very rainy, smoky day outside, I think this is a really nice, like, tickle the brain sort of
lazy Saturday. I just got back from LA. I still haven't showered. My last shower was in Irvine, California. So, I'm excited for this one. I really am.
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
All right. So for all you listening at home, I'm about to watch Catch Me If You Can for the very first time, and then we're gonna hop right back on mic and talk about whether or not it is definitively a blind spot. Time will pass for you in the blink of an eye. And when we return, we will have the knowledge of the cinematic gods. Well, they caught him.
if they could, and they did.
They did, yeah.
Oh, my.
Josh, is there something you want to say?
So, yeah, there's something I've been meaning to say for the last
2.5 hours.
Since the first act of that movie. I was wrong. Not about this, like, is this a blind spot? Because we didn't really discuss that beforehand. I lied to you, dear listener of Hard Ticket Podcast, when I said this is Spielberg having fun. This is him doing his wild and
maximum whimsy.
Whimsy was the word that kept coming up. Like 60s crime caper. No, this is so much more. This is so much more depressing.
It's kind of depressing.
It's very depressing.
I mean, but it is fun. That there's
bits.
Yeah,
there's some really fun. We'll have to watch the trailer. At
some
point. I implore you to go watch the trailer, because the way this movie was marketed and the way that I remembered it since high school is definitely a whole different tone than what the movie actually is.
There was some Harry Potter in there in the score.
When I said that this is John Williams' best score.
It's a good score.
It's got a good riff. It's got that da-da-da-da. It's really fun with the oboe, and just like
you said, people call this one of his best scores, and I was like, I don't know if I've ever heard that.
I think maybe underrated. Might be the word.
Sure, yeah,
it's different from anything except. And then you're like, this sounds like Harry Potter. I'm like, oh. Yeah, this was like the year after he did Harry Potter, isn't it?
It's still in his head.
Oh my God! I should have rewatched this one back when I did the Spielberg run. I think so.
Has it dropped out of your top 10?
I would put Close Encounters ahead of it. Ooh. And I would put Minority Report ahead of it.
Okay.
That being said, like, Minority Report had the same advantage that War of the Worlds did, and Tintin did, in which they were discoveries.
Yeah.
During that point.
Okay.
That nobody talks about rarely, especially Tintin, where I was like, this is great. What do you mean? Why don't we talk about this sort of thing? And I already saw this one, and I still think it's great.
Yeah.
I still found so much to love about this movie, so much to appreciate about this movie. But yeah, how about you? You're the one you have now knocked off maybe a blind spot here.
Right.
At least Spielberg's most popular Letterboxd movie.
Having seen it, I still can't wrap my head around that. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand how more people have seen this or logged in a Letterboxd than like Jurassic Park. Because hey, I should say, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say great, probably. Like, it's a great movie. But what, and knowing nothing about it, like, I think I knew that there was like an airport. I was like, I think there's going to be a scene in an airport. Didn't realize that he like faked being a pilot, like for a good bit of the movie. That, as far as the iconography goes, probably.
The iconography, I think, legitimately is. It has Leo DiCaprio in it.
Leo DiCaprio.
It has young Leo in it at the height of his powers.
Yeah, because Titanic had him blow up.
Boosted him into the stratosphere.
So this is like Leo at his peak. Tom Hanks coming, I think, a little bit off his peak after like Forrest Gump and Castaway.
Castaway 3 years before this in 2000. Spielberg got the Oscar for Best Director 5 years prior.
I think this might be the most I've enjoyed Tom Hanks in a role.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
You mentioned that, and like something that I realized this time too is that dynamic between the two of characters.
Yes.
It's such an interesting one.
It's a great one. It's multifaceted. I mean, you get Tom Hanks at the beginning of the movie talking about like checks and like all the finance crimes, and everybody's like, "You should get my wife in here. She's the one who handles the checkbook." And I even said, like, I just had this joke where I was like, Tom Hanks wants to say "F you" so bad to everybody, and then he says it. He actually says it.
I did not remember that either. But I think that's the benefit of going into this episode with you. When you said that, like, should we do like when you're like, well, I'm like, what have you seen? And you tell me, I'm like, yeah, those are all the greatest hits of Spielberg. Like, what? And then you're like, well, everybody seems to watch Catch Me If You Can.
Right.
So I was just like, I don't know if I remember much.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't.
Is super strong. Like the cinematography is amazing. There's a sex scene in this movie.
Yeah.
And an implicit sex scene after it too.
PG-13.
Yeah, because Tom Hanks uses the one F-bomb.
Yes. Knock, knock.
Which is great. I enjoy their relationship. And by the end of it, because, you know, Leo's character comes around and he's working with Tom Hanks, like he finally has somebody to talk to about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Lonely guys.
It feels great when you're like, this ain't going to end well for you.
Yeah, it's earned.
Yeah. No, and I think this is truly Spielberg. I don't know, because I'm going to remember like an hour after the podcast, like this might be the one where you can see he's just like, I trust my actors.
Okay.
I trust my actors. Maybe The Post might be that same way. That's very acting heavy.
Well, then you get Tom Hanks back, so he trusts him by that point.
So I think this was like his second go around with Hanks, and Hanks has been in at least like 5 or 6 now.
Right.
Private Ryan might have been the first one.
Is this Leo's only Spielberg movie?
It is.
Wow. And Martin Sheen's.
Yeah, who's totally in the movie for a long, long time.
It's like 5th build.
Yeah.
I did not know Martin Sheen was in this. I didn't know Amy Adams was in this. I didn't know Christopher Walken was in this.
Walken's the only one where I'm like, no, he was pretty well known for this.
Right.
I think he was nominated. We'll have to look it up.
Well, also, he's doing a great job. I've never seen him act.
Oh, my God.
Like actually act, except for Severance. Recently.
I wasn't just, I've heard good things about Severance. Yeah, I wasn't just focused on like, I couldn't even get in any like, oh wow, like kind of jokes in there because I'm like, God, this guy's really good.
Yeah, he's doing a lot.
This father,
everybody's doing a lot. I appreciate that about this movie. The scene where Leo like is finally caught in that factory where he's making all the checks, and he's just, I mean, I think it's appropriate to say he's manic at that point.
Yeah. The church, like the children's choir singing,
right, and Tom Hanks
in the background
is a great foil there because he's just that calm truth. The themes about truth in this movie, I mean, they resonate with me, you know, as a journalism student and everything. When you get caught in a spiral of lies, buddy, it's not going to work out. It's really not. Like it might not always blow up in your face, but it usually does blow up in your face like that, and then it becomes like, what is true? What isn't you? Do you start believing your own lies?
Because a lot of this movie is entirely fabricated.
Right, yeah. It's like, very dramatized.
Incredibly so.
It was given me, so I watched Roofman recently. Mm-hmm. Roofman certainly took a lot from this movie.
Yeah.
You got to really spend time making your protagonist who's breaking the law, doing dangerous stuff. Like, you got to make him sympathetic. Like, you got to bend over backwards.
Got to put him in a Toys R Us with Peter Dinklage.
Yes, I laughed so hard during that movie. That's a great movie. Check it out. But this also, I'm really glad we watched this.
Well, and I think especially watching it at this phase of what you've seen with Spielberg, because I think what makes Spielberg's filmography so interesting now is The Fabelmans was almost like a key. Like, you could kind of like to seeing his movies in a different light. There were always through lines,
right?
Like we always like now joke about like, oh, divorced parents in like Spielberg movies, and it sounds like a joke, but now like the Fabelmans, as autobiographical as that is, you kind of now see, oh, like he does put a bit of himself almost in every movie, or at least he uses his own experiences from his life and puts them in movies.
He writes what he knows, and it works for most of his narratives. I mean, it's a great, like, Leo is, not only is he, being chased, but he's chasing this unattainable goal of getting his parents back together because he's a kid, he's naive, he thinks he can fix it.
Well, his dad does too.
His dad does for a little bit.
Dad constantly says, like,
I think he's in denial. Like,
it's incredible denial, like the whole movie.
Yeah.
But I love that, like, picking up on this time, like all the little things where Leo is legitimately, I think, what did I look at you and say at one point? I'm like, is this a movie about like, don't become your father, or like be careful like idolizing your father? Because
it's definitely be careful idolizing your father, because he idolizes him, but he wants to help him. He doesn't want to be him, but he wants to use all the tricks of the trade to kind of surpass or provide for his father.
Yeah, and his dad's like, don't provide for me, and like when Tom Hanks
don't
provide for me. He has a watch. But like, so when like Tom Hanks tries to do it for Leo later on, like, I don't want that. I like the line that I smirked at when like they come to him in the prison at the end. And they're like, we want to offer you a job because I got a job here delivering mail.
Right.
Which is exactly what his father was doing when he ran into him when he was at his lowest.
Hey, you catch that? That's good.
Like, there's these little tiny ticks throughout this movie that I'm like, because I remembered, I was like, yeah, this movie gets a bit deep at points when I was going through the absolute bullshit rant earlier. But no, I think I was really surprised at the levels that this movie goes to. Like, I think you put it perfectly. Like this, like you want him to stop lying. Yes. And he keeps getting chances, but like he's in too deep from the get-go.
It walks you through his whole process too. So, anytime I've talked to somebody about finance who's trying to help me make me set up a Roth account, XYZ, like my eyes just glaze over, man. Maybe that's part of the reason why this movie struggles to achieve the iconography of other Spielberg movies, because like just the subject material, as interesting and fascinating and entertaining as it is, it's also like, it's fraud. Like how they make it about as interesting probably as you can, but like
and I think like once again it just goes back to that star power. It's like you think Spielberg like looked at this book, heard this story, gets it pitched to him, and there aren't like really any set pieces. There's no action. There's maybe only one scene of quote unquote heisting. Yeah. Where like he hires the girls and they walk through while Frank Sinatra plays and all that.
That's a great sequence.
It's fantastic. But it's honestly very bare bones.
Because it's just
in a good way.
It's just Hanks and Leo doing most of the heavy lifting. Hanks comes in sort of the second half and picks up some of the slack. And I guess that goes into what you're saying about trusting your actors, because they're holding the whole thing together.
They really are.
Camera work's impeccable. I was noting like the color that it was using, like how is this translating? Like, the eureka moment where Leo's like, I could be a pilot, and then everything's gold, and he's literally high in the sky.
A lot of like the fun trademarks, like we have like that fun like crash zoom in the movie theater shot.
Yes.
Where we're just taking it and riding it in
Yeah,
the whole way.
big dolly shot there. It's
Yeah.
probably a crane shot.
That's a lot of fun. You get that nice, like, is it a split diopter shot? Is that how you say it?
When they're both focused in the foreground and the background.
Yeah, where like one guy's like in the foreground in the FBI office while Hanks is on the phone talking to him.
Yes.
And I'm like, this feels like, and it makes its illusions very clear. Like they had the literal James Bond illusion.
Right.
Like how he
The
feels.
Flash.
And they try to like match that like almost filmmaking style, even though it's a very digital movie. It's a very early 2000s looking.
Like with the camera moves,
yes.
you mean? Well, I was going to say, like, the color is so rich. Like, it definitely doesn't feel clinically digital in the way that a lot of modern movies feel. It feels very warm. It's a very inviting movie.
And then it just hits you in the gut.
It's deep. I mean, it's but dude, I'm struggling to figure out why
this
movie is.
Should we move into the big question now?
Well, okay. Actually, I want to ask you something.
By
first.
all means,
All
please
right?
do. Please do.
This is a two-parted question.
Uh-oh. Sucked at these.
No, you're gonna be the best for this. Okay. How many blind spots does Steven Spielberg have to his name? And is it more than any other director?
The only director I can think to match this. There's two. Okay, maybe three.
The only three directors.
And it's stereotypical because when
like?
we just talk about movie culture, I'd say Kubrick.
Sure, yeah.
When you list off Kubrick, well, that
Kubrick's
might be
probably
percentage based.
The bulk of his filmography is blind spots.
You haven't seen The Shining? How not? You haven't seen Barry Lyndon? Get on it. You haven't seen 2001? You got it.
I haven't seen Barry Lyndon.
I'll
get on it.
Get on it. The other two that spring to mind, like I said, these sound like film bro answers.
Yeah.
It's Scorsese.
I mean, I was thinking that, but Scorsese's got a lot of what is it? Like Goodfellas, Raging Bull, Taxi Driver. Okay,
Wolf of Wall Street,
Departed. Yeah, at the risk of just becoming like listing movies,
exactly.
The podcast.
And then, I'm not going to say Tarantino. I'm not. But because this, like what I'm thinking is percentage based.
Well, yeah, because Spielberg's been doing this for decades.
Exactly.
You got 40 movies on your list. That whole top 10 is probably, except for maybe Tintin, is probably, and I like Tintin.
I love Tintin.
But I'm not going to, you could maybe make the argument that it's a blind spot.
So, unfortunately, two list movies, what are we in agreement on? Jaws, Raiders.
I would say all three of the original Indiana Jones movies.
Even Temple of Doom.
I'd say all three.
You do you.
Jurassic Park, obviously.
E.T.
E.T., obviously.
Schindler's List.
Obviously. Saving Private Ryan, obviously.
And then, how many is that now?
I wasn't. That's like 8 or 9. But then when you get down to where we're at with Catch Me If You Can, I think we're sort of at that edge where, and this is what we're doing with the blind spots.
Yes.
Like that's what we did with The Hangover. I ultimately argued against it being a blind spot. Tristan argued that it is on its way out, but it still is at the moment.
Culturally, yes.
And I think he's probably right, but I'm going to stand by my answer because I think part of what I like about the blind spots is when a movie is good, I think everybody should see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think The Hangover is good. And that doesn't matter culturally what I think about the quality of that movie, but I don't think people should I want it out of here.
The Hangover, yeah.
But in terms of Catch Me If You Can, I'm not going to say don't watch it because it's a great movie. I think a lot of but should everybody watch it?
But are we comparing is its demerit, its poor stance that it's in, is that we are automatically comparing it to Jurassic Park. We are automatically comparing it to Jaws.
You don't have to compare it. Those are the obvious ones.
Exactly.
Obviously, it's not in the echelon of those, except for the fact that it's got more logs on Letterboxd than those movies.
I gave my theory on that in the first half.
Yeah.
I seriously think it's because a bunch of people were in the same position as you. And we've all seen Jurassic Park growing up. We've all seen Raiders growing up, unless you're Jake Taylor. And we've all seen maybe Jaws or maybe Hook or something like that.
Yeah, you have to. This is definitively a blind spot in the circumstance of I want to 100% Spielberg.
Yes,
I want to watch every Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
You will feel rewarded when you watch something like that, like the way that I did with Minority Report or Tintin. Go watch Tintin.
Right. But in the context of broader cinematic discourse, is this a movie? Is this a box you got to check off?
Does it? Yes. Is this on the 1001 movies you have to watch before you die sort of thing? Does it offer anything even to the grand scheme of things, which is an unfortunate thing because I think we might be teetering towards the same way here.
I don't know. Now, I've had people say that I got to watch this. I've told them I haven't seen it. They're like, oh, you got to watch that. While we were watching it, my girlfriend came home from work and I told her what we were watching. And she said, what's that?
Yeah.
So it really is a movie that goes both ways.
It surely, because it's not like it exists in some sort of gray space.
Yeah, take my girlfriend M. Her stance. She's a layman. You know, she has a Letterboxd because I bugged her into getting one. But like, you know, she's not like a cinephile or anything. She doesn't have a movie podcast like us.
No.
So
good for her.
Yeah, good for her. She's better off for it. So to I think people who are cinephiles, it makes sense to say you got to watch Catch Me If
It's
You Can.
Spielberg, yeah.
But to a broad audience, and cinephilia is growing, like Letterboxd has exploded,
It
like
is.
we said in the first half. Does that help this movie's chances? Is it on its way out, or is it a timeless thing? I think there's a lot of timelessness to it. There's a lot of like immaculate set design.
Well, the fact that it takes place
in the 60s, and they nail that aesthetic. It's
really
so
do.
good. It's so good.
They really, really do. And that's the rug pull. That's it's the 60s aesthetic. And then you're, like I said, you just get punched in the gut a good couple of times. But it's also not in one of those, it's like, this is one of the greatest dramas I've seen.
It's like, yeah, because what would you call it? You call it a crime movie, right? But it's not a heist movie.
But it's also a daddy issues movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're all daddy
They
issues
are,
movies, yeah.
But I mean, so like what is, and I think this is what you're trying to ask earlier, like what you're trying to wrap your head around. What is the appeal?
It's just a good movie.
Exactly.
Like, is that it? Is that all it is?
To appeal to Tristan and my baseball illusions, this is a straight down the middle, one heck of a time.
Yes, it is. It's just a hit. It's just good. Now, Tristan, he was the one who wanted us to cover a Spielberg movie for Spielberg Summer.
Exactly.
And we were going back and forth about possibilities. He was like, should we do one on Tintin? Because I haven't seen Tintin. And I was like, probably not.
Josh will want to talk to you for 3 hours about Tintin.
But Tristan, is kind of middling on Catch Me If You Can. He likes it, but he's like, I don't get what all the hype is around it. I don't know if I get it either. I mean, it's really good, and I don't want to say like because a movie
well crafted, well acted.
Yeah, it's just really.
It's not
well
phenomenally
made.
crafted. It's not phenomenally acted.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is.
Maybe
it's just that because. Now, does a blind spot have to have that? Does it have to have like a I see dead people like kind of thing that lives in the zeitgeist, or does it legitimately just need to be something that's like just really good? I feel like it needs that extra something,
I think it
right?
needs that. If somebody looked at me and said, oh, over the weekend I watched Catch Me If You Can, I would want to pull up a chair and talk to them about it. Does it have that sort of level? You'd come up to me and say, yeah, I saw, I finally sat down and I watched Jaws.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
my God,
what'd you think? Like,
yeah.
Exactly. Someone comes up to me and says, yeah, I watched Catch Me If You Can for the first time over the weekend. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not. I'm going to be like, oh,
what did you think? Yeah.
Okay. What'd you think? I don't know if I have much to add to what the movie lays out.
Yeah. Cause I could say all the things I love about it.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of much that I
don't
don't like. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all I could do.
Like, are we giving it like a bad credit because there isn't just much to talk about with it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can dig into the themes. I think it's a complex movie, right? I think the characters are really well crafted. I think their dynamic is great. I love their chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I love like the crime element of it too, like the truth. I love movies that dissect what truth is. That's really fascinating to me. But in terms of like digging into it, what's done really well. And then we walk away.
and then the movie's over.
Because when we started this movie, I had no idea how long it was. I honestly thought it was much shorter.
Flies by, though.
It does fly by. Yeah, good one.
That was not intentional.
Yes, it was. Hey, give yourself that credit.
Shut up. I got a knock-knock
hey,
joke.
Knock. Yeah, see, that's the thing that I would quote from this movie.
Yeah.
I'd be like, knock, knock, go yourself.
Yes.
Like, and that's not the iconography I think Spielberg was going for, if he was going for it at all. Like, I don't think Spielberg's always like, I got to push the envelope on this movie. It
doesn't feel like, maybe that's the thing, like, there's certain movies that he makes, like Disclosure Day being a really good example of this, where there's something that he wants to do with this. And I truly do believe, like, when you look at, that's the interesting thing about Spielberg's filmography. I think like at least over half of it are all adaptations.
Really?
I do believe. What,
Jaws? And this was an adaptation. I had no idea.
A bunch of them you don't even realize.
Yeah.
Like Jaws, of course, is an adaptation. Jurassic Park's an adaptation. West Side Story's a remake.
Even Lost World is an adaptation. War of the Worlds.
Ready Player One, Lincoln, BFG. The Post is just based on real events. War Horse was a book. Tintin was a comic strip. War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
I believe The Terminal was a book.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess Spielberg would look at a story like this, and this story is wild. I mean, I know they embellish it, but like the fact that the guy went on to work for the FBI afterwards and everything, it's just like live long enough to see yourself become the hero,
and he can't fathom that.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. It's really cool.
It really, like I said, like I think the more we would talk about this, we could sit here all night dissecting scenes, be like, this is what I like, this is what I like.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that I'm gonna be like, yeah, I wish he didn't do this, or I wish, like,
no,
I don't get what this is.
So obviously, A Blind Spot doesn't have to be a good movie.
It doesn't. Freddy got fingered for sure.
That's a blind spot.
No, Jake would tell you it is.
Yeah. I think some people would tell you that.
He's getting his mileage in this episode.
The Room is a blind spot.
The Room is definitely.
The Room is absolutely blind because it's like the Citizen Kane of bad movies, as everybody says. Go listen to our Citizen Room episode. We talk about that.
Plugs.
But like, does a movie just being really good make it a blind spot? I'm going to say no, but does that apply to Catch Me If You Can? I would have to say yes, because I mean, what more is there?
He doesn't get a pass just because he's Spielberg.
Now, is there something we're missing from Catch Me If You Can?
I'm trying to think because like I said, we are putting it up against the director's other works.
Well, we're just trying to put
a director that, as you have said, has at least 8 or 9 blind spots.
Yes.
Like definitely, like if we could, like originally when we talked about this podcast, we're like, we can just find anybody who hasn't seen a certain movie and we can use that as an excuse to talk about it. We can find somebody who hasn't watched Jurassic Park, force them to watch it and be like, yeah, why'd you love it? Because it's great, right? But with this one, it's just a really good movie. And I'm trying to think, is it the way that it kind of like weaves back and forth between really funny moments, really heartwarming moments, between really heartbreaking moments? I think that scene on the plane when Hanks finally tells DiCaprio, your father passed away, like it hits like a truck.
Well, I'm wondering, because this movie came out,
2003.
2003? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if like it has been influential in invisible ways that have diluted its effect to us as viewers.
Other than Roofman, or is like,
Well, you know, you get like, you know, I'm actually looking through the Letterboxd reviews right now. Like people are comparing this to like, I, Tonya, like 5 stars. Do you concur? Like, you know, it's top Letterboxd reviews, but like crime movies have been around for a long time.
They have.
Heist movies. Does this movie, it doesn't go full into those genre conventions, and maybe that's why it's actually kind of subversive, huh?
And that's what I was like, I'm saying, like, maybe that's what I was alluding to earlier with the rug pull. It's like, if I tell people, because like I said, we got to watch the trailer right after that, because that gives you, it's basically saying Steven Spielberg, Leo DiCaprio, and Tom Hanks are in a heist movie. This zany, wacky, gotta catch 'em all sort of ordeal, but it's in the 60s. And you're like, and it's got jazz.
Yeah,
and you're like, ooh, all right, yeah. And then you get to the theater, and it's like, what do you think about your father? like the movie's making you like have that, and it works. It really does. It's harmonious. Like I watched The Invite. I was just gonna say this ties in very well to what you were saying.
A couple weeks ago, I watched The Invite, and I wasn't huge on it. I liked it, but I'm
huge on it.
Everybody is, man. I'm in the minority on that one. File my minority report on The Invite.
Shut up.
Never seen that movie.
Knock.
But I don't think that movie is harmonious. I don't think it balances the drama and the comedy. I have problems with Olivia Wilde's direction, even though The Invite is like the movie of hers that I like the most. Now, this movie it just works all the way through.
Is it so harmonious that you don't even really know?
It becomes like white noise?
Well, no. Like it becomes so harmonious and it's pulled off so well.
Okay, I'm picking up something here, actually. a lot of people are calling this a Christmas movie.
Oh, it is a very family-oriented movie.
Yes, and that's I think that might be what we're missing here. Okay,
that family element.
There are 3 Christmases, or at least 3 Christmas Eves portrayed in this movie. Big family element. Big, like there's a little bit of a religious edge to it. Like, you're not a Lutheran.
Oh, that was so funny.
Right. So, and what do people do with their favorite Christmas movies? They watch them every year during the holidays.
You think this is a rewatchable?
I think so.
Like this, you think this is one people pop on for comfort?
Dude, we're sleuthing. I think we're starting to figure this out.
Hey.
I would say this is a comfortable movie. Everything works out at the end. There's legitimate suspense.
I do love that ending.
You go through all the
schmaltzy, but I love it. It earns it.
It earns it. It really does. Like when Tom Hanks is like, there's nobody chasing you anymore. I love that. I love that scene.
Well, and I think like maybe what I was trying to say a little bit ago was like, do you think it's so harmonious in the sense that like we don't even really notice it because it's done so well? Whereas like when a movie makes that switch, like that snap switch, like something in Barbarian, where it becomes one thing in the beginning, and then there's a literal hard cut where you notice that stitch.
And
you notice that knot in the... Exactly.
Intentionally, it can work, and this is doing the opposite of that. It's just good. It's the through line.
Exactly. It just... Because he's not trying to do
Josh,
a bait and switch.
I'm the spottee here.
Oh, right.
And I'm the one who's like, oh, I'm figuring out now this is a Christmas movie. You telling me that you didn't know this was a Christmas movie?
This is the one that you came to me saying,
we're doing this in summer.
We're finding out now.
Christmas in July. Actually, I think this goes out in August.
Good theme. Oh, God. We'll say it's July.
Right.
I mean, because like I said, when you came to me, yeah, I've seen all the Spielberg movies and all that, and you're like, this is the one that I haven't seen.
This changes everything.
It really does.
Because, I mean, like, is
this a good Christmas movie?
Well, dude, it doesn't have to be good to be a Christmas classic. Look at the National Lampoon's Vacation. Now, I love that movie, unironically.
It's fantastic.
Is it functional as a movie? Oh, it's rough around the edges.
Nostalgic as hell.
But from a Christmas lens, it works. I mean, like, that's kind of what you want. Your family is imperfect. Your movie is imperfect. It matches.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is a machine. It's well-oiled. It's not imperfect. It's probably a perfectly made movie.
Yeah,
I mean, like objectively.
And normally, I am a huge fan of movies like that. This movie actually only cost $53 million.
Really?
I know.
What do you mean actually only cost 53? That's still pretty pricey.
Back in 2003, I guess that is pretty big. I'm just so used to hearing like, oh, The Materialist cost like $120 million.
The Materialist cost $120
I don't think it did. I don't think it. Something of that caliber.
Well, just went to Chris Evans, I guess.
This movie made $350 million, though.
Okay. Well, when did it come out? In December?
That's a great question.
It is a great question, huh?
It was released December 25th, 2002.
Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Look at that.
That was it. We found the key.
Okay, guys. We got to change directions here. Is Catch Me If You Can a Christmas classic? Because people are saying it is. People are saying on Letterboxd that this is a Christmas movie.
Everybody wants to say that about any movie with snow.
Iron Man 3, Christmas classic.
Yeah, like it's the Die Hard debate, if anything.
Every Harry Potter movie is a Christmas movie, except
for a Christmas scene
except for part 2 of Deathly Hallows. I think. Yeah, I mean that changes it, right? I mean. It does. Yes. Okay. Now we got to talk about Christmas as a genre, which I did not think was a conversation I was going to be having today. But yeah, that's
family, man. So what is it? Just themes of family and some snow?
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
I think there's some snow in Fate of the Furious, and they mentioned family a lot.
Well, if you take the Christmas element away from Christmas Vacation,
I do.
It's a comedy. It's a family comedy. Home Alone, it's like a comedy, a little bit of drama. There's crime in there too. Kid commits multiple crimes.
Okay, now I'm starting to. All right, you got me considering it. Seeing that the Christmas scenes in this movie are foundational.
They are foundational.
If you take it out, I think this movie loses. I think a lot of it crumbles.
Because Tom Hanks and Leo, those are when they don't share the screen because they're on phone calls, except for that last scene.
Yeah.
But their scenes together are some of the best scenes in the movie. Mm-hmm. They're sort of a found family thing. They respect each other. They're just bros. They can talk about fraud like we talk about movies.
I was going to ask that. Do you think Tom Hanks is the father figure Leo kind of wishes he had?
I don't know. I think there is a little bit of longing there between the two of them, obviously, because Tom Hanks, like, he wants to take care. Like, he knows
does.
this kid is
Don't worry,
up.
Frank. You're going to be okay, Frank. They're going to extradite you, Frank.
The longer he spends chasing him, the more he understands him. The less he's like, there's no getting out of this one. We're going to get you. He's just kind of like, give it up, man. Like, I'm sorry. I don't want to be doing this.
The first Christmas, he's literally laughing at him that he's calling him because he has no one else to call.
Right.
The second Christmas, it's a bit more of telling him a little bit about himself, but also still like laughing at him, like, you're not getting out of this.
Yeah.
What'd you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
And then by the third Christmas, Leo's elated to see him.
Yes. Yeah. They're
like, we're always talking on Christmas.
It's all he has because he's the only person who sees him. Tom Hanks knows who he is, and it's Leo's running away from his own identity too. He's trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks, but he wants to be loved. He wants to be seen. He's got those scenes where he's not fitting in.
It's why he's chosen to be a pilot. It's why he's chosen to be a lawyer. It's why he's chosen to be a doctor.
Oh yeah, he's trying on all these identities, and it's just not working. And it's the ultimate be yourself kind of. There are a lot of lessons in this movie that sound cliched when you say them out loud.
But they're pulled off so well.
What is Christmas if not a embrace the kitschy kind of thing? Dude, I think.
Oh my God, Spielberg made a Christmas movie.
Spielberg made a Christmas movie. He put Christmas like not in the forefront.
No, but it might actually be a really good. God damn it, no! Oh no! But nobody talks about this at Christmas time.
Well, I mean, look at the reviews, man. People are saying it's the best. It's the best Christmas movie. It's.
The best it's better than It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying these people are correct. I'm just saying what they're saying.
People just want to get at the top review on Letterboxd. All right. So, all right, we'll say it's a Christmas movie for the sake
of this.
For the sake of engagement and angry comments. Is it still a blind spot? Is it still not a blind spot?
So, Josh, you were leaning towards no. You're leaning towards this is not a blind spot.
I think I just want to really like this movie more. I don't want to say more than I did because I still really liked it. Like we were like, oh, like if someone looks at me and goes, only 4 stars for Catch Me If You Can, I'm like, that's really great. If someone looks at me and goes, only 3.5, I'm still like, that's really good. Maybe towards 3-star territories where you're like,
Yeah, that'd be like what Tristan does. And 3 stars is really good for
3
Tristan.
stars is great for Tristan. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I loved Superman. I gave it 2.5. What?
And a heart. The heart is essential.
The heart. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Is it just because it's Spielberg that I'm like?
Well, the thing about it is like, if this was a secret Christmas movie, I never knew about it. So that kind of contests its position as a blind spot.
And it's nice to have a new Christmas movie in the lineup.
It is, yeah. We got the Holdovers a few years ago. I'm still happy about that.
A lot of Shane Black movies, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, maybe.
Iron Man 3.
Shut up.
It's a Christmas movie, man.
Sure.
Man. Yeah, but my family never played this growing up, and yours didn't either. You haven't seen this since high school.
Oh, I'm sure my parents have seen it. It feels like one of those that everybody just went to go see, or like would play on like AMC or TNT.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in that. If we are giving it to National Treasure, we have set ourselves such a low bar of
We had to give it to National Treasure. In the circumstance that we watched it.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think you'd sell out a theater, even a little theater, saying, we're showing Catch Me If You Can.
No, but maybe it would. Maybe you'd be surprised.
Maybe if we were there making an argument.
Maybe if it was Christmas. Because they do that with like The Grinch.
And people would see like, oh, I didn't think of that one as a Christmas movie. Maybe I should go.
Well, you don't think of it as a Christmas. I mean, a lot of it takes place in like sunny places, like
Miami,
Georgia,
Louisiana.
So it doesn't like, but again,
Georgia. By the way, you guys are harsh with your sentencing.
Yeah, we're gonna put him in solitary confinement for 12 years.
You're not a minor.
Yeah. Watch The Alabama Solution. That is a harsh documentary. Yeah. Not a good double feature with this, but okay. Now we got to cast our ballots, man.
We unfortunately do, and there's only 2 of us. So you are the watchee.
I'm teetering. Yeah, man.
I might. My gut tells me.
Go with your gut.
Okay, my gut tells me it isn't.
Okay,
but I am scrambling to try and say, but it actually is.
Shout out to Letterboxd user Scrambled. Now, here's the thing, man. Like, you can talk logic in circles all day about whether or not a movie is an essential watch. I do think it mostly comes down to a gut feeling. And what is Spielberg best at? He's best at capturing the emotional aspect of a lot of his stories.
Exactly.
So if you're going with your gut and your gut's telling you no, I don't think that's logic you can argue with. Well, it's not logic.
And it's a first for us here on Blind Spots because like with something like Signs, I just wasn't a big fan of that movie. So like that's why Tristan and I talked for a good like 90 minutes on
Signs is not a blind spot.
It's not. What's different about this one is I really, really like this movie.
Even though you booted it from your top 10 Spielberg.
Oh, top 10 Spielberg is still like top 15 Spielberg are all
like we said
8 stars, like 8 out of 10 and above.
He's probably got 10 blind spots.
I'd say
so. Yeah. So if this is in the top 10, that would make it one, but it's not in yours.
It's not anymore. I think Minority Report goes above it. I think Close Encounters goes above it. Yeah, this is a weird one for me. Normally I am up to bat for this guy, and I still am up to bat for him. I'm still up to bat for this movie. If someone's like, yeah, I'm going to go watch Catch Me If You Can, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, go have a great time.
Yeah.
But if you tell me, I haven't seen Catch Me If You Can, I think my initial response is going to be, okay, well, first off, have you seen all these other movies?
Okay, so you need pretense.
Almost, because I would say, like, if you come to me and you're like, well, what Spielberg movie should I watch first? I have a collection of 5 Spielberg movies. And if you're like, I have Jaws, I have Jurassic, I have Raiders, I have AI, and I have Catch Me If You Can, I'm going to say watch Jaws.
Where does Catch Me If You Can rank? Like, not in terms of best, but like in terms of when you would recommend people finally watch it. Like, you got to get all the big shit out of the way first. Like, is this what, number 10, number 11?
I'd say right in that spot. It's like, now you've seen him do his blockbusters here. I want it like in the 2000s, after doing all this stuff in the 90s, you can see how he starts truly finding stuff that he's enjoying while also grappling even more with these underlying themes throughout all of his movies. And watching chronologically actually does sound like a really fun idea.
Sure, yeah. I most of the time recommend doing that, which means you wouldn't get to Catch Me If You Can for a long time.
I think it's maybe like his 18th movie.
Oh, really? I thought it was more than that.
There's a lot of shorts in there, a lot of television episodes. If you would say, start with Duel and then work your way up, I'd say it's like maybe 18
Just
to 20.
The big ones? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, man, so you cast for no.
I unfortunately,
hey, don't apologize, all right? I came down really harsh on The Hangover. If I get some heat for it, I'm sorry.
No, I know I agree with you.
A lot of people love that movie, so I'm not trying to equate them to what we equated them to.
As an ugly reflection of a time period that maybe we're starting to think a little too fondly on, not to be contrarian. I think The Hangover... sorry, I was locked in Tristan's trunk for that episode. I think, unfortunately, The Hangover is a blind spot.
You think The Hangover is a blind spot, and you don't think Catch Me If You Can is a blind spot? Wow, Josh.
In terms of a cultural touchstone, yes,
and that's what a blind spot is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
by all means.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna teeter. I'm gonna teeter over to a soft yes.
Okay. I'm a soft no.
Yeah, there's something here, man. There's something here.
There's something to be discovered.
There's something people really latch onto at this movie. And maybe it is just that it's really good. But I think a blind spot has to be more than that. It has to be more than a really good movie, or even more than like a mediocre movie that everybody loves for some reason, like National Treasure. This movie... I think it's got a sleeper influence. It really does. It's got a sleeper spot.
What do you think it's influenced, though?
I think it really helped us with DiCaprio. I think it's a sleeper Hanks performance. I think it is
a sleeper Hanks performance.
I think this movie...
You think it's just a sleeper in general?
I kind of do. I kind of do think it is, yeah. And I'm not saying that because it's like my new favorite Spielberg or anything like that, which it's not.
So this is honestly a feeling that I wonder because, like I said, late into the run, it was the ones that were good that I started ranking highly.
Okay.
So now I'm wondering, like, since this was like, I knew of Catch Me If You Can. Yes, I misremembered the vibe. But like, I wonder if I go back now and I rewatch Minority Report. I go back and I rewatch. Oh, I've rewatched Tintin like 5 times. Or like rewatch Munich or The Terminal.
Uh-huh.
Am I going to be like, ooh, maybe there isn't really much here like I thought there was. And maybe is that going to happen with you and Catch Me If You Can? I wonder when you go and rewatch it this Christmas as a start of a tradition.
It could happen. I mean, I just watched this movie.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the whole thing with this. We're fresh off the presses here.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to give it a soft yes. I do think this is a blind spot.
And I'm not going to be angry or try and talk you out of it for an hour and a half like Science.
No, I'm not going to try to talk you into it because
like I said, I'm a very soft no.
We're just, we're ships in the night right now. Yeah, I
might wake up tomorrow and be like, actually,
plug the mic back in.
Yeah, we're going to do an epilogue. Well, there you have it. Another, not one of your big check boxes.
No, like I said, it wasn't even in the 50 that I had determined to be potential blind spots.
Yeah, but when you're doing Spielberg and it's such a deep well.
It's certainly a Spielberg you got to watch if you're going to go through it. Is you want to be familiar with his stuff. If you want to go through the careers of anybody involved, including like even ancillary roles like Amy Adams or Christopher Walken, you gotta watch this movie. So it's a yes for me. It's a no for you. Yeah. And that's going to do it on this episode of The Blind Spots. Josh, thanks for joining me again.
Anytime to come down to this wonderful basement where, well, actually, you come to visit me down here.
Right. Yeah, you spend a lot of time in here.
It's way too much time. Please, I would just ask that you maybe let me a larger lunch every now and then.
We'll see if you earn it. Oh. Is there anything you want to plug? Letterboxd?
Letterboxd is good old Joshy Brown, JOSHY BROWN. Instagram at JoshyBrown1012. Made it back in 8th grade. Don't at me, please.
It's beautiful.
But yes, always glad to love Spielberg and rewatch him and just find these blind spots that both of us have, and Tristan and hopefully many, many others. So thanks for coming on this little side quest with us.
Yeah. We are going to have to knock out one of yours next. So
not much.
Yeah, just be wary of that. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Jared Tadlock, for designing our brand elements, keeping our podcast looking fresh. Thank you, Aaron Griffin, for mixing and mastering our theme song, sung by yours truly in a truly awful falsetto. You can follow me on Letterboxd at Jeff Blogus, all lowercase, all one word. You can follow the podcast on Instagram and Blue Sky at Hard Ticket Pod, all lowercase, all one word. You can send us an email at hardticketpodcast@gmail.com.
You got an email?
Yeah.
I never emailed. I should start emailing.
Yeah, you should. You should start. Everybody should email. Tell us if you think Catch Me If You Can is a blind spot. Tell us what we're missing, if there is something that we're missing at the center of this. But I'm open to it, and Josh has closed himself off.
I have taken away any element of surprise.
Yeah, you have. Lastly, I'm going to thank Dalton Carney for writing our ancillary music we use for bumpers and we use for the intermission song during the blind spots. Stay with us. Spielberg Summer is close to a close. Woo! We got one more episode. We're having Josh back on.
Oh, God.
But before that, we're taking the week off. We're going to be talking about The Shining and The Phantom Carriage. Having guest Dr. Ethan Lyon on for that episode is going to be a big one, so you're going to want to hear that. But until then, we'll see you guys at the movies.
It's a hard